So let's talk about Parenthood. Not the show, the movie. You remember this thing? It's the one where Steve Martin plays a stressed out suburban dad clinging to his mental health with the grace of a man trying to staple water to a wall. And right off the bat, you know it's going to be some real parental trauma when the film opens with him imagining he's a goddamn rodeo clown, because that's what parenting is. It's juggling flaming chainsaws on a bucking bronco while smiling for the school picture and also holding a fart in so you don't scare the baby. The whole movie is basically one long fever dream of people barely keeping it together, like a suburban Avengers if every Avenger was unemployed, over-medicated, and up to their eyeballs in fruit snacks and existential dread. Let's break down these characters like we're doing a family autopsy. So Steve Martin, the sweaty dad archetype. Steve Martin's character Gil is every dad who's ever said we just need a system while wearing a Bluetooth headset and crying in the garage. He's trying so hard to be a good father, which in movie terms means yelling at his son during baseball games and blaming his own trauma on his dad, who basically rolled a blunt and walked out in the 50s. There's this scene where Gil's kid is stuffing his backpack with raw hamburger meat because he's worried about school. Relatable. My kid once ate a tube of chapstick because he was sad in the car. I'm raising a generation of tiny weirdos with the survival instincts of a raccoon on Molly. Then there's Rick Moranis, the human flashcard. Rick Moranis is playing this absolute psychopath who's got his toddler quoting Faust in the backyard like some pint-sized German ghost. The dude is out here running a Montessori cult in his living room. His daughter is learning calculus before her molars come in. That poor girl doesn't know how to play, but she can probably balance your taxes and shame you in Latin. He loses his wife because apparently raising your kid like a NASA experiment isn't fun. Who knew? Parenting tip: if your toddler can recite Shakespeare but can't wipe their own ass, you're doing it wrong. You're raising a theater major with a hygiene problem. And then there's, of course, the amazing Diana Waste, Queen of Chaos. Diana Waste plays the single mom with a daughter who's sleeping with Keanu Reeves, which honestly, good for her. If your daughter's going to rebel, she might as well do it with someone who says, "Whoa," like it's a religious mantra. Diane's other kid is this gremlin child who's clearly been possessed by Beelzebub and has a face that says, "I just microwaved a frog," and she's just trying to hold it all together. She's got that wine mom who's 2 bad days from getting a neck tattoo energy. God bless her. She deserves a vacation or a lobotomy, whichever comes first. Then there's Tom Hulse, the human condom ad. Then there's this black sheep brother played by Tom Hulse who shows up like a walking midlife crisis wrapped in a Hawaiian shirt. He's the kind of guy who calls himself an entrepreneur, but you know damn well he just sells knives out of his trunk and owes child support in 3 counties. He brings his kid who clearly needs therapy, a sandwich, and a dad who doesn't vanish like a fart in the wind, and dumps him on a poor Steve Martin's doorstep like it's an Amazon return. This whole movie is a reminder that family is just Latin for people who can ruin your life legally. And then there's the grandma with the roller coaster monologue. Man, the roller coaster speech, that scene where this sweet old grandma goes, "Some people like the merry-go-round, but I like the roller coaster. It's got its ups and downs." And everyone nods like it's deep, like this old woman didn't just compare the complete psychological breakdown of child rearing to Six Flags. Lady, you just described my Thursday, except instead of ups and downs, it was more like toddler peed in a boot. I cried in a Wendy's parking lot, and then someone called me sir at Target. And I remembered I haven't been cool since the Bush administration. But here's the lesson of the film. The message of parenthood is basically this: there's no such thing as a perfect family, and we're all just doing our best while slowly dissolving like a Tums and LaCroix. And sure, it's heartwarming, it's got those awe moments, but let's be honest, watching this movie as a parent is like watching Jaws while trapped in a swimming pool. It's not entertainment, it's exposure therapy. Look, if you haven't watched Parenthood in a while, go do it. But do it the right way. Pour yourself something strong, wrap yourself in a comfy blanket made of old onesies and unpaid bills, and prepare to relive every messy, chaotic, beautiful, fart-filled, emotionally scarring moment that makes up being in a family. Because whether or not you're the flashcard dad, the exhausted mom, or the sibling who still asks for money, you're on this roller coaster, and you will scream, probably at a soccer game. And maybe that's the whole point. Parenthood isn't about being perfect. It's about surviving long enough to laugh about the time your kid called your boss grandma penis on a Zoom call. Thanks, everyone. I gotta go. Someone's wiping pudding on my dog again. Okay, Sonny Jim, let's go.